and I'm going to demonstrate a couple tools for you right now. So this is something we're trying to do occasionally, just like show you some of the different tools we use and how they work, and explain some techniques and concepts and whatnot. So today I'm going to show you tools related to doing SEO and content blogging. And the two things I'm going to show you, let me share my screen here so you can see what I'm showing you. Let's see. Okay. So the two things I'm going to show you here are basically a product called Market Samurai, and then another product which is a WordPress plugin called Easy WP SEO. And the distinction here, the way that I like to think of it is, there's two components of this equation to do effective SEO. You've got to do the right things. In other words, you've got to figure out what keywords you actually want to rank for, and then you've actually got to do the things in the proper way that are going to allow you to secure those rankings. And you need both of these components for it to be effective. If you're missing either one of them, it doesn't work. I would say this one trumps the other one, because you could do the right things and you can do them, kind of half-assed, and you'll still get some benefit. Whereas if you do the wrong things but you do them perfectly and you rank for terms that don't matter, that doesn't really advance your cause. So let's start off with the one that trumps it here, and that's doing. How do you do the keyword research that allows you to go after the right terms? And so let me show you. We're now looking at Market Samurai. This is the tool, and what it does is it interacts with your Google AdWords accounts, and it uses the keyword tool there. It basically uses the API of Google AdWords to come in, but it gives you some added ability to do like basically filter the keywords a little better. So let me show you exactly what this does. And by the way, I'll link this in the show notes here, but they have some really good training that's actually publicly available, so you don't even have to be a customer of theirs to see it. But this video in particular, if you'll go to about
commercial value,
right here, so about 120 in this video, if this concept, let's see if I can blow it up, what they call filters, this is like the essence of how their tool works, is it allows you to dump in a bunch of just unrefined, almost think of it like raw dirt at the top of the sieve here, and then you shake it down through the series of funnels. So you're filtering it based on relevancy, based on how much potential traffic it can generate for you, the competition of that keyword, in other words, like the likelihood you'll be able to rank for it, and then lastly, the commerciality of it, or you can essentially think of this almost like a market cap. It's an expression of like how much value. I think they use the AdWords tool to calculate, what people are paying for that term pay-per-click wise. So it gives you a rough estimate of like just the value, monetary value of that term. So if you watch any of their videos, I highly recommend this one, and I'll post this URL in the show notes, like I said. So let's look at the tool itself, and just like the scenario that I'm going to use here is I'm actually going to do the keyword analysis that I'm going to use later on this blog post where we're posting this video. And we're going to figure out, first off, what term we want to rank for, what's going to be the most benefit and the most likely one that we could secure, and then that will guide how I write this post. And so this is going to be like a live fire exercise using the post itself that we're talking about. So let's open up Market Samurai, and we will start there. So when this comes up, skip on this version. So we're going to go do a new project and pick a keyword that we're going to start with. And this is just a starting point. I'm going to say SEO tools, just as a place to start. But you'll see in a minute why this doesn't really matter at this stage, because we can easily add new terms. And this is really just a way that we seed it with something close enough and then start to branch out from there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the keyword research tab, and we're going to generate other keywords that are based on this seed term. So it's going to go out, it's talking to Google AdWords via the API right now. It's using the keyword planner tool to come up with related terms, and then it's going to populate those here. So, and just to show you what it's doing, I guess while it's doing that, I'll pop open my AdWords account. just so you can see what I'm talking about. So under Tools and Analysis, if you click there and then you go to the Keyword Planner tool, Google has its own thing that you can use. It's not as it doesn't have the nice filtration rules set up that Market Samurai has, so it doesn't give you that filtering aspect. And this thing is changing daily, by the way. I don't know. This is actually totally different than it was yesterday. So let's see what it came back with here. Excuse me. So you can see it found 801 keywords based on that seed term that we use. So think of this like a bunch of just unrefined dirt at this point. This doesn't help us. This is like a needle in a haystack. The key here is how do we get down to the one or two terms that are actually worth, that pass those filters and are kind of like the golden nuggets here. How do we shake this down and find those golden nugget key terms? So once we've generated our keywords, let's go into keyword analysis, and let's not apply any filters at this point. Let's just get and then so what this is doing is up here you get to choose. Remember those filters back here in that video. These filters, the relevancy, traffic, competition, and commerciality, translate directly to up here. It's basically like a total measure of the potential traffic that you could get from this keyword, the competition, basically how many people are competing for that. This is yet another, some other things you can turn on. It's basically, it uses these different services. You can see there's only one checked here right now. And then the commerciality based on, this uses, I believe, let's see, is SEO value. I think it infers from AdWords cost per click data, and it turns into like what this term is actually worth SEO-wise. So anyways, were we to apply what they call the golden rules filter, and this will make sense if you watch their video, what it does is it basically pre-selects some of these things, and it has thresholds for instance, it's got to generate at least 30 visitors a day. It's got to have like no more than a certain amount of competition. It's got to have like a certain level of commerciality. So you can see it took that that 801 list and it boiled it down to like 116 potentials there. So so we've already filtered it a little bit. If we apply their golden rules, you can increase these thresholds and play with those numbers. But let's do this. Let's analyze these keywords now. And while it's doing that, I'm just going to search for a term here. Let's see what we get when we say SEO tools. And remember, big picture here, we're basically trying to figure out the keywords that is going to inform how we write the blog post here that's just even showing this video to you. So it's kind of a meta exercise, I guess. But here we go, this is the top results for SEO tools. You can see there's 52 million results there, so quite a bit of competition. And again, like while it's doing its thing, just to fill time here, like these videos, highly recommend even if you don't join the Market Samurai or buy their product. Their training is absolutely amazing. It's really well done. Even if you just want a lesson in what constitutes good training videos, superb training. Highly recommend it. Okay, so it came back here. Let me take this filter off because for whatever reason it's hiding the other terms. Excuse me. Okay, so remove the filter. Let's order it by total traffic it can generate here. It shows you this is the seed phrase that we used. And then here's some terms that have more traffic, but it's relatively high up. And what we see from this, okay, so what are we looking at? What are these numbers? So the term SEO, not surprisingly, is like the most traffic. This says that it can daily, it should be able to, because the period is set to daily up here, it should be able to generate, if you're ranking highly for this term, you should be able to generate somewhere around 11,000 visitors per day for that term. So it's a ton of traffic, but then what goes with that is obviously a ton of competition. So, and then this commerciality score, it's kind of a meaningless number, $53,000. It's just, think of it like a market cap, almost like the way a stock has a market cap. This is the market cap for this term. in terms of the SEO value of that term. So let's kind of, the overall strategy here, or what, at least what I do, is order by total traffic, and you're using, it's got to pass those filters, remember. So total traffic is kind of like the first filter you use to get, what can this generate? How much traffic can this actually send us? Then you got to look at the word itself and make sure that it's relevant to what you're doing. So SEO tools, given like the content of this blog post, it's very relevant. It's spot on. It's not totally out of whack. I would say SEO India, not so much. That it's just not well aligned with the content of this video. So that's yet another filter, is the relevancy. Competition, what I do now that we've ordered it by total traffic, the strategy here is to look for where is like the chink in the armor here. Where's the first one that looks like we could actually rank for it? And so it's pretty clear from these orderings here. Hold on, let me just close the door here. We got a dog. So as you can see, it's ordered by traffic, and now the competition, if you look at it, this is the first one where there's not a whole lot of competition, like relative to, let's say, for instance, the SEO tools term. You can see that it's 1/10, this one right here, it's 1/10 the competition and 2/3 the traffic. So way more likelihood that you can actually rank for this term, and you're not getting 374 visitors, but you're getting 204, which is totally acceptable. So the only thing is, like, from a relevancy perspective, SEO India, probably not a good term. So let's keep going. Too much competition. Here's another one. Keyword tools, right? So half the traffic, or a little under half the traffic, but 1/10 the competition. And this term, keyword tools, is actually pretty relevant, pretty good. So this, without even doing anything else, like, obviously we didn't do a whole lot of research here, but I'm just, for the sake of this exercise, I'm not going to go through this whole list. You can see kind of the general strategy, but like that, I would look at this and I would say that's a pretty good term. So we hit the little key there, pop it open in its own tab, and then what I will typically do, I go to the SEO competition tab and I'll say, give me the results. And so now what it's going to go do is, on this term, it's going to go use the same API to go actually pull the top 10 results. I believe this is on Google that it does this for. It's going to pull the top 10 results, and then it's going to fill in all this other data. So you get this neat matrix here of different data points. And it's all, I won't go through all this stuff, but it's basically things that are in red mean like high competition. Things that are in green are, you could potentially get this. And so what you're looking for here is basically, this is number 1, number 2, number 3, etc. Where can I eke in? Like, can we possibly secure the fourth rank here? And from looking at the data, that's about where we could hope to fall. Like, all these things, like looking into the number of pages that the domain has, like the length, or the time that the domain's been around, the referring domains, like all this stuff are like ways that it fortifies its position. So you want to look for the first one that looks kind of weak, and that would be this third term. So conceivably here, we should be able to, if we do our job right, we should be able to rank number 3 for the term keyword tools. And so that's pretty awesome. Like, everything that I've seen so far indicates that, yeah, like, this looks like a viable thing, let's go for it. So this is the keyword we're going to try to rank for. We've now done this first part, which is the Market Samurai portion of this, figuring out which one we want to go. So we're going to rank, or we're going to try to rank for the term keyword tools, right? So next thing for us to do is to flip over to our on-page SEO tool. It's this WordPress plugin. It's called Easy WP SEO, and we're going to actually craft the blog post that's hopefully going to get us ranked for this term. So let's do that right now. Okay, so this is, I've done this as an event. This was supposed to be our office hours event. So this is a plugin in WordPress that we're already using. It's a certain post type. You don't need to worry about that. This is the Easy WP SEO tool. Once you install it as a plugin in WordPress, you're going to get this little widget over here that gives you this box. And so you can see it starts off basically red, 0 on all this stuff, and I haven't given it the term yet. So we want to take the term keyword tools. Let's make sure I got that right. Keyword tools. Okay, so we want to take keyword tools as the term that we want to rank for. And I'm going to put in a secondary term called SEO tools, even though we don't really care as much about that one. So let's save that. We got to save a draft just to get it to give us the results here. Let's see, or I'm sorry, publish, because it's already actually live. So, oh, and because this event happened the other day, I'm going to set this to expired. You don't need to worry about this. And actually, this may be a bad example because it's this unique post type. So let me do this. Let me actually just do an example using a new post. So let's do a new post. And add the body that has the video. And the title we're going to use. Okay, so let me set this again, keyword tools. And we're going to set it to SEO tools as a secondary. Okay, so what you want to do is hit Save Draft, and that will give you a result score up here. It's probably going to make me do a title too. Okay, well there's no title. So still red. It's basically what this is doing is it's looking at all these factors, like all the aspects of your post, like the density of keywords, the title, the meta, and all the pieces around it that constitute this score, and it's giving you like training wheels on what you need to do to get this post to the point where it's a good it has all the right qualities to rank. So if we go in here to the title, the best thing it's telling us, title contains keyword and also title begins with keyword. So these things are both not true right now. We want to fix that. So let's say keyword tools explained or demonstrated via Google Hangout, or keyword tools demonstrated. Let's say colon market Samurai and Easy WP SEO. And I'll put that down here too. All right, so those will take care of those two. Title contains at least 3 words. That'll be green. So let's just show you. Right, so it solves those things, but now there's a bunch of other stuff we still have to do. Like the URL should probably say keyword tools demonstrated. So set the URL. We go down here. I've got some other, like WordPress SEO by Yoast is another plugin I use. I just find, this one is good because it lets you do things like rewrite the title. We use a plugin that lets us do a Spanish translation of the page, so the title usually gets messed up unless you actually write it this way. And then the meta description is actually not relevant so much for ranking or in terms of like affecting where you occur in the results, but it is useful because it's the description that people see when they look it up. So if you go here and you say keyword tools, you can still rank high, but if you don't have a good like teaser here, then people aren't going to click. They're not going to be as inclined to click through. So you want to have a good description. So right here we might write keyword tools, market Samurai, and Easy WP SEO, demonstrated via screencast. Use these to do more effective content blogging. Right? And you can see likewise it's turning these things gradually to green. Our content still doesn't pass, and you can see up here also our SEO score is that low because our keyword density, they want you to have about a 2% keyword density. So we're going to fix that next. Let's start this off. I typically will start off with the word itself. So let's say keyword tools can dramatically improve how you blog and achieve search engine rank. So you want to start it off with the phrase, and then you basically just want to make sure that this occurs a few more times in there. So typically I'll write the post first, and then I'll kind of go back through. You never want to sacrifice the readability of the post. You kind of want to write it and then go back in and then work in the keyword phrases just in a kind of a sensible way, just so they're in there. So here's video capture. It says I have 2 keyword tools, so there's an opportunity to put it right there. It shows how to use. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see what that gets us in terms of a density rating here. So I think it's only 3 times it appears, but it's not a huge post. So let's see what it gives us back. Okay, right. So as long as it's green, I've never exceeded a score of 80%. 72 is probably adequate. It's not quite the 2.0 keyword density that they tell you to have, but so what? We could probably improve this by adding like an image here for this, and then doing like an alt tag and a caption and all that. I'm not going to go into that length of it. I just want to give you kind of the basic principles. You can see, look, this one, which was red for content, now it says it finds it 3 times, so it's happy. So, but basically, the overall strategy here is things like Easy WP SEO. They help you. They're basically like guide rails that keep you writing correctly. Like they make sure that you have all the right elements to rank for these terms. So if I wanted to, I'd basically go ahead and publish this post. I'm not going to do it. But you can see, you can kind of start to see how this stuff works together. Again, highly recommend the training that's available via the Noble Samurai website. And hopefully this will help you write more effective blog posts and rank for the terms that are going to help you sell more of whatever you're selling. So anyways, thanks for watching. We try to do this on a regular basis. If you want to come get more stuff like this from us, you can come to our website. It's just grid7.com. And you can sign up. Typically, we have a schedule of events coming up where we try to do these more like regular office hours and stuff. So under virtual events, you can just sign up to be notified of the next office hours. So thanks for watching. Hope you found this useful, and we will see you soon.